Wonderful. So, firstly, hello to everybody, and thank you for joining episode 5 of AI webinar by Sedin Technologies. Today, we have Dr. Ravindra with us. Hi, Ravindra. Thank you for joining the call. If I were to if I were to list all your achievements, might take a lot of webinars. So I will keep this short. Dr. Ravindra is alumni of Indian Institute of Science with expertise in mathematical modeling, data science, and machine learning. With a career spanning over decades, he has contributed across multiple domains, including aerospace, telecommunication, and e-commerce. He has held esteemed positions such as Global Head of Data Science at Sohej AI, Vice President of and Head of Data Science at Myntra, Principal Data Science at Flipkart, Principal Researchers at Infosys, and Senior Scientist at ISRO. Ravindra, it is truly an honor to have you here today with us. With that being said, I'll hand it over to you.
So, hello everyone. Thank you for the kind introduction, Sonia. Hello everyone. Thanks for coming over and sparing your time to listen to me. Um, Today we are going to talk about data science landscape, and also thanks to Sedin for giving me this opportunity. Uh, Let me talk about B2E commerce. Each one of us have bought an item or two on e-commerce. Uh, and we have our favorite platforms, right? So this is my overall, one second. Yeah, this is my overall presentation plan. So I'll initially set context by talking about some scenarios. And then I will talk about customer journey, typical customer journey in e-commerce, especially B2C, okay, business to customer, and some customer facing data science models and models in the background. So broadly, we can divide data science models that work in any e-commerce company as the ones that are facing the customer, directly serving the customer, and those that are in the background and ultimately help your business and revenue, profit, and all that. Yeah, and a discipline, understanding the customer and all that. So we'll discuss each one of them. Towards the end, I'll talk about some ethics. I mean, like more like food for thought for all of us. This is more of is like a uh, if time permits, like if there are good number of questions and if you want to discuss, we can skip that. Otherwise, I'll talk about that. Okay? And feel free to stop me. I don't know what is the basic discipline. I'm fine either way. You can stop me and ask a question, or we can collate all questions and talk in the end. Either way is fine with me. Let us talk about the first scenario. When you log in to your favorite e-commerce site, do you feel that homepage aligns to your taste? The colors and the way they are rendered, the products that are visible to you, each one of them uh, are to your taste. Like you have a history of purchasing those products on this website, and you find that all those products and the price points, colors, all that, no, they're all relevant to you. For example, imagine I predominantly buy gardening items, right? So if you look at my historical purchases for the last 6 months, those are the things I have bought. So possibly I would love to see them when I log into the platform. No, so that means I'm happy that the site has understood me and they are serving me what I really look for. Right. So and of course, from the business side, they want to show you more products beyond what you usually buy. They nudge you to buy more and beyond your comfort zone and beyond your typical likes, right? So this is one scenario. Let us talk about another scenario. So you are on the platform, you are searching for something, and you don't really use the specific keyword to get that particular item or a product. So you would rather use a generic keyword, a vague query, or a misspelling. Do you get items that you usually would like to buy spot on? For example, support for flower pots. Do you see metal stands that you had in mind? Or t-shirts? Do you see t-shirts of your favorite brand, your favorite at your favorite price point? Similarly, you are typed halfway, like computer T, then there is a suggestion either as a drop-down menu or like once you press tab, you get the autocomplete kind of a thing. So spell corrections it will do, auto completion it will do, right? This is another scenario. Let us talk about third scenario. So we'll talk about similar products here. So I have deliberately avoided taking screenshots from popular e-commerce sites for obvious reasons. So these are the images shared by my colleague at ISRO, who is in Antarctica for the last 1 year. And let us see. This is the baby penguin. This is what I'm trying to look, this particular product I'm trying to look at. I'm trying to buy this kind of a product. Here you can imagine anything, no? You can imagine iron box, t-shirt, or uh, a pen drive, any such thing, right? So this is what I'm trying to buy. Do I get similar products in addition to what I'm looking for? Okay. The similarity is a loaded word in machine learning. I'll qualify it a little later in the next slide. But these are the four similar items that are visible to you. I'll show you in more detail here. So in terms of comparison of baby penguin, similar products could be a grown penguin or group of penguins or a bird. Penguin is also a bird which can't fly, or another baby penguin which is running in the snow, or any other animal that lives in very cold temperatures like walrus or sea lion kind of thing. Okay? These are all similar products. If you bring that analogy to the product that you want to buy, imagine you're trying to buy a an iron box of a particular brand, say Philips. Then are you seeing some other brands at the same price point, similar wattage, right? So those are the analogies. Similarly, when I'm looking for a t-shirt with a graphic print, am I seeing many more t-shirts with graphic print, or only t-shirts, or only round neck t-shirts, or t-shirts of the same color? They're all similar products, right? So ultimately, the business and product teams and the data scientists together will decide what should that similarity be, right? And again, next scenario, imagine I'm trying to buy a overcoat for cold weather. And do I get suggestions that what else can I buy along with this selected item, right? So they could be gloves, they could be a stick for walking in the snow, or a monkey cap, like woolen clothing, all that, right? So this is another scenario. And imagine, and of course, there is one more use case where, do you see when I try buying something, you get a promise that we delivery in say a couple of minutes, delivery in 3 4 days, or delivery on a specific date, okay, on or before, and they try to deliver a day before and make you happy that much before the date they could deliver that, right? So similarly, can you visualize the items that you want to buy in your own home, like drawing room or bedroom, or if it is a wearable like a watch or a dress, can you see it on yourself? Right? So this is another scenario where this is a rocking chair. Typically, this I want to buy on the left side. On the right side is the one that you can see in your drawing room. Similarly, the same jacket that you had tried to buy again, you see it on yourself wearing. So this is how it looks like. It's a little longer for a particular person, and how would it look like? How does it fit? Okay. When some of them, any of them, or all of them, or many more of them, if they are in action on a platform, that means data science models are in action in that organization. Data science is working uh, behind the scenes, and that is ultimately trying to make a customer happy, right? So everyone, like a company, wants a customer to be happy so that he'll come repeatedly and buy items more and more, and ultimately it turns into better revenue, better profitability, right? And data scientists enable that. Let us talk about what customer expectations will be there on the e-commerce platform vis-a-vis data science models. So ultimately, these expectations will turn out to be modeling expectations for a data scientist. Right? So let us talk about each one of them. Ultimately, when you want to buy certain item, it has to be well curated. That means every information that you want to buy, you want to know about a particular product is all available to you. And rendering is good, the color combination is good. You love to see that platform, you want to buy that. And they have left nothing to be explained there. Again, maybe if I go back to my iron box example, so is it a steam? Does it support steam iron? And what is the surface area on the bottom? What is the cord length? What is the wattage? These kind of information. All the information that you really require is available there. And search experience has to be good. And at every stage, as you move, as you move on the platform from search to browse to next level, as you move forward, there has to be a personalized experience for you, whether it is recommendations or, I mean, there is a personal touch that, okay, that's it, the platform understands me. I'm happy about it, kind of a thing. Again, timely and useful recommendations at every stage. Best pricing among competitors. That's the other thing. We also, some of us who are price sensitive would be looking at value for the money and information on discounted sale events, information on products that have similar utility like that of chosen item. Right? That's a penguin example that we talked about a little earlier. And the delivery should be predictable and experience should be good. Someone stands with a smile at your gate and tries to deliver the product to you. And a return experience is as well good. They won't curse you that for you returning that particular product. And there has to be a platform to communicate and share and seek the results. I will discuss more when I talk about models little later, but these are these typical expectations when you go and buy on a particular platform. You should be able to convey your experience through multiple channels, and there has to be channel to seek and redressal. And there has to be real-time interactions. Either is intelligent chatbots or not just FAQs, or somebody who can speak, you can speak to. So these are the expectations from the customer. That means all of us on the platform. If they're all there, we are happy going there and buy items. And let us see the organization expectations on the platform. Again, vis-a-vis data science models. Why I have put vis-a-vis is the interaction between the customer expectations and organization expectations are the models that we are going to build. Again, good customer experience at every customer touch point. As I said earlier, the happy customer will return to the platform again. Good conversion. The conversion rate is very, very minuscule. I can't share the numbers, but typically they're all like at a decimal point kind of a level. From if there are 100 people logging into the platform, it's not like one or two. It's much, much less than that. Okay. And I mean, it's nothing like that. No, if you can really convert them to buy, it's a great thing. I mean, that's what organization looks for. Optimal selection catering to all kinds of customers. Again, if you think of general e-commerce, they have every kind of products, no, whether it is needles to refrigerators. So anybody should be able to buy all the items that you want. Supposing if you are going for fashion, then you want to see, say, dresses for every age, from toddler to elderly people. A curated platform focusing on customer experience, as I said some time ago about what is a curated platform is. That's the kind of thing they also look for. Find revenue generating opportunities like ads. Data hygiene, catalog hygiene has to be good. Automatic cataloging should happen so that they can reduce the time and money in onboarding new products. And they should ideally be devoid of product duplicates. And ideally, they should be minimizing zero or search results. When you search for something, you in your experience, you might have seen the platforms will take you to something else, not the other one, not the one that you are looking for, but similar products. In a way, they are fine, but in a way, you're unhappy also. You are like specifically looking for that. Instead of that, something else is shown or nothing is shown. So zero search results are wrong search results. They should be minimized. And maybe you would have allowed saying that, sorry, that product we don't have, but we have similar products. Would you like to look at it? And that would be missing. That sentence will be missing. Prevent platform exploitation, whereas all the fraud activities should be minimized because they are the pilferage, like there's like a hole in the bucket. So how do you attack that? And optimal and apt notifications. Shaping customer behaving buying behavior so that he will come again and again buy. And optimal inventory, procurement, storage, distribution, where to store, how much to procure, how should they be distributed? Should they be stored in advanced storage centers? All that. And optimal inbound and outbound supply chain. Again, optimal replenishment. That means when something is getting over, you know that at this rate, in 2 weeks from now, you will be out of stock. Then should we buy, and how do you buy? Demand predictions, optimal delivery, best pricing among competitors. Again, the same expectation like the customer. The organization also wants to give best experience there. Good search experience, personalized recommendations, maximizing revenue and margins, platform for receiving customer feedback uh, through multiple channels, text, audio, and video. Mechanism to analyze, we'll discuss a little more when we actually talk about the model. Mechanism to analyze and redress customer feedback, reviews and rating, curation, analysis, and actioning. Ultimately, both of them arrive at happy customer. So all these drawings, I have drawn it on my iPad so that I cannot take screenshot and show it here. So I'll also give otherwise a serious lecture and bring some kind of a mild humor as we go on. Now let us talk about some e-commerce verticals. So we know that in India, let us talk about the Indian scenario. We know that there are major e-commerce players where they sell every item, as I said earlier, from needle to refrigerator, a large TV, maybe something that would cost about 10 rupees to maybe lakhs of rupees. So they sell everything. And roughly a major, that kind of company platform will have anything like 2,000 to 3,000 verticals of business. Well, while they do that, there are new companies that have cropped up, especially in the last 10 years, I believe. They specific on a specific vertical. For example, beauty and personal care. And again, here you see beauty and personal care, or it could be fashion e-commerce. Beauty and personal care will be purely on foundations, lipsticks, any of those things, no? Like those kind of products. Then plants and bouquets, and they do business and they make a living, decent living. They make decent profits instead of focusing only one or a set of verticals. Maybe in beauty and personal care, maybe 100, maybe 100 kind of verticals there. Imagine. And plants and bouquets again. There are plants that are sold, seeds, then bouquets they serve for an occasion, those kind of businesses. Fruits, vegetables, and provisions, as you see, all of us, we are aware of that. So these are all some of the verticals. And just to give a glimpse of what can happen, there are umpteen, no, there are plenty, and food and those I have missed, I have left out. Now, typical customer journey. This is not all. There can be much more than that. So a typical customer journey can be, so you start with login, homepage, search, browse products, selection, add to cart or bag, purchase and payment, tracking, delivery, returns and cancellations, customer service interaction, redressal. In fact, you can define many more between any of these 2 points. Right? And this is only to give a feel that a typical, if you can call it as journey or a life cycle of a customer, this is how it's going to be. Broad categorization, as I said earlier, of data science models in e-commerce can be broadly customer facing and business enabling models in the background. Customer facing is something you feel, and business enabling, they're latent. They are there behind the screen. They do a lot of goodness to both the organization as well as the customer. And components of data science modeling are the skill sets a typical data scientist would have, is like efficient algorithms to deal with massive data sets and engineering skills to deal with massive data sets, computer vision, NLP, large language models, optimization, deep learning, statistical models, queuing theory, time series models, foundation models, and they're continuously evolving. No, there are plenty. I mean, in fact, there is no limit. You keep on, you can list any number here. Let us initially talk about customer-facing models, personalized homepage for the regular user. Right? So you have again, like initially I have explained, the homepage. There are two things. Regular user is I have history of purchases in this on this platform. So I have been coming to this platform again and again. I have been buying. So platform understands me well. So for me, how the homepage should be personalized. The second thing is data-driven homepage for the first time user. Somebody who has not bought anything is coming landing for the first time. Can you identify a homepage that based on the generic purchases across people for the first time buyers kind of. Again, search, as I said, autocomplete as you type in autocomplete. So you are so much happy that it has understood and your life is easier. And this facility is there almost everywhere, no? Like whether email, WhatsApp, and everywhere you are able to see nowadays. Personalized search results based on user affinity. Again, as I gave an example of t-shirts, then price points, colors, brands, you have understood and you try to show them. Models that help visualizing products in the environment. We talked about examples of furniture and also dresses. How would it really look like? And models that provide, for example, even in such visualization, imagine I'm trying to buy a sofa for my house. If you try to just paste a 2D image in your home, it won't look realistic. No? Can you create a shadow as well for that particular thing? If the shadow is there, then you really feel that the 3D visualization is there. Yes, it is sitting in my drawing room or bedroom kind of a thing. Okay? So each of them is a loaded kind of thing. No, there is a computer vision model that is working behind. There is plenty of publications in these areas just to create 3D effect. Sometimes you have to remove the shadow in some cases. So how do you do that? Similarly, virtual wearing of a garment. Again, this one also like when I try to wear a particular garment, I want to wear it on me because I have certain body shape, and that shape has to be captured. Those wrinkles have to be natural. Okay, as you see, some of my on my shirt, you see some wrinkles somewhere here. That's natural to my body. So that would be real feeling. No, can we have that kind of models and online learning models to nudge the user towards conversion? So the user is there. He has spent about 10-15 minutes. So we know historically when somebody spends this much time, and so far he hasn't added anything to cart, he's likely to drop out. So can I learn online and try to do some nudging so that I can convert him into conversion? I convert him into a buyer. So some models on that count and showing similar items. Similarity, as I said, multiple levels. For example, in case of t-shirts, similar brand, price, color, fit, extra. Again, iron box example we talked about. So those similar products are we able to show? Ultimately, there are many, there are websites they show. Even if somebody wearing multiple thing, like I'm I have a pen and I have a t-shirt, I have a hat, then each variants of that is it really possible to show? Right? So you are happy, no? You are happy that the platform is providing me many more opportunities to buy. At recommendations at various touch points, again, here only just listed five. There's no limit. I mean, it's your imagination is the limit, or the platform imagination is the limit, where you can, serve recommendations. Recommendations are happy thing for a customer that he wouldn't have thought about it, because when the platform tries to tell you that you can also buy this along with this, and this is what typically people buy. That really is good because you tend to think, and you said that anyway was there in your list. Okay, let me buy. And it's also bad because you didn't really want to buy because there's a nudge, though you may buy it unnecessarily. But like some of the recommendations are similar recommendations, complementary product recommendations. What goes with this? Right? And size recommendations. So also bought recommendations during checkout. Recommendations at every touch point, like add to cart, payment, many of those areas. Now let us talk about, as I said, there are many more models. In fact, during the talk, I am nearly touching about 100 different models. Some are bundled into single model. When I said shadow, I mean that itself will have multiple models. Supposing voice, that will have many more models. So I mean, that's the kind of landscape I'm covering. So, I mean, they are only like a just a feel to give you a feel that these are all the modeling possibilities are there. Let us talk about business enabling data science models that work in the background. So they are the ones that help for revenue, profit, and customer stickiness. Ultimately, the customer is a loyal customer is a happy thing because acquiring a new customer is an expensive thing. But managing the customer to continue on your platform is much cheaper, much better and cheaper. So one is customer lifetime value, understanding the customer. Then the CLTV helps you to understand and take some actions. Customer affinity to for brands, price, items, and price. And some of them I left previously is even the graph models. They are used in some of these solutions. Models that predict returns. If you understand that this guy will definitely is going to return, you can take some action, right? And loan and EMI offer for risk analysis. Like when the platform offers loan or EMI, you also need to understand the risk propensity of that particular person. So that is required. Those models are required to be able to do that. Then dynamic pricing models. So dynamic processing is a advantageous to business because it might bring you better profitability. But there are other disadvantages, like a customer might be unhappy because you and your family members see different price points for the same thing. So there are pros and cons, but these are the models depending on the business requirement. A data scientist will be able to and should be able to build those models. The pricing model itself, not necessarily dynamic modeling, the pricing model itself, even if you remove the dynamism, and can you build pricing models so that you ensure better profitability and better revenue. And customer cohorts identification. Do you get groups of customers who are similar in some sense? Again, as I said, similarity is a loaded word. And can you build predictive models for different objectives, plenty of objectives, because depending on the similarity of the customers on particular attributes that you are looking at, you can build predictive models that somebody is going to churn out or somebody is going to buy these kind of items in future. And these are the tier two customers. Tier two customers are looking this kind of products, kind of thing. These are some of the examples. And such all the products are not sold everywhere across the country. There are certain products, for example, room heaters may be sold in the areas where it is colder, right? Similarly, the um, the pollution, the cleanup kind of a products are useful where pollution is higher. Similarly, saris are typically bought in certain areas. So that if you understand which region buys what kind of products, then that will really help a lot in many things. Like where do you store the products? How do you really deliver faster, kind of thing. And market basket analysis. That's like a lifeline for all of them. What is that typically? How are the buyers and what is it by what people buy also buy that this gets into this kind of a background information will get into recommendations. So that those kind of information is useful for many other models and many business decisions that we take. Customer churn prediction. Typically when you know that a customer is likely to churn out, you need to maybe how to make him sticky. Maybe you give more offers, maybe you hold on to him in some way. I mean, if you do, can you really predict? It's not easy and accuracies are not very high, but even whatever accuracy you will be able to identify. That's a very good thing. Virtual bundles of items that you have seen come across many times. And again, these are all data science solutions. Each one of them create that models that you ensure catalog hygiene, deduplication. So imagine you have exact same product at different price point. You often see this in things like mobile covers or some maybe table lamps. So possibly the sellers have procured it from a common source outside India, and they may be sticking their own product name on that, and each of them selling at different price point. Right? So, and this is one. It is maybe still tolerable, but exactly same product, same brand of a well-known brand, but has different price. That's bad customer experience, no? So it is possible because these products get onboarded at different points of time, maybe 6 months, sometimes years difference, no? All the products will be still there on platform. It is possible that each of those products will have different SKU numbers, stock keeping unit numbers. Then you need to have that deduplication in place. Product attribute extraction, like a given a product, for example, imagine there is a water bottle. They're like there's a bottle like this, and can you really get all that? No, the volume and the shape of the bottle, diameter of the bottom, so that will it fit into your car or your backpack on the side of backpack? So that kind of attributes can you really extract given an image? Similar T-shirt, is it half hands, round neck, like a polo neck, or graphic print, all that. No, like can you extract all that information given an image, and that will help you to enrich your catalog. No? Those information is easy because otherwise somebody has to manually enter that. And automatic product onboarding into catalog. We'll discuss a little later. Similar thing will come later in some other context as well. So this, if you can really do that, there are solutions. They are placed in a specific place in the life cycle. If that can happen, you save a lot of time and money. You quickly onboard a product with most of the time, most of the information that is available to your catalog of products. Product similarity in terms of attributes, product similarity in terms of images, and again, these two, again, similarity, as I said, I think we have discussed enough on that, the loaded word. Product content moderation, like image quality versus super resolution. Imagine e-commerce, no, all said and done, it has given opportunity to almost every Indian citizen to become uh, a tradesman. He can register himself and he can sell products on the platform. Imagine someone in the Northeast wants to sell a bamboo-based products on e-commerce platform. In fact, they are there if you look around, and they are very reasonably priced also. But if you expect that person to onboard a very high resolution image describing his product, sometimes may or may not happen. In such cases, can you use computer vision methods to generate higher quality images without troubling the seller? Can you do it on your own, on yours at your end, to create better content? So really models that enrich catalog content generation. I mean, these are all in a way listed there. And targeted push notification model. So who to send, what to send. Again, I said typically, supposing I typically uh, buy only female products, say for my wife, my daughter, and maybe like that. So sending some information like watches or something totally I would have never bought and I might never buy. So it's a noise to me. Anything related to those saris or female dresses is music to me because that's what I typically buy for my family members. Again, targeted sale events, similar thing. Sale events are happening, but don't send everything like en bloc that is a sale event. But can you target to certain people so that it will have better uh, happy customer and ultimately better conversion. And somebody should not be unhappy that what is this I'm getting day in and day out kind of. Again, ads models for revenue generation. Again, ads model, multilingual voice interface models, they are very, very loaded models. In fact, each may intent contain maybe another half a dozen models. It's not easy to create a multilingual, every language. Something you try speaking, and it's supposing even if it has to understand two or three languages, is a massive effort. And those models one can build on a particular platform. Some platforms do serve that. Again, image search is one more solution that I didn't list here. Campaign recommendation models. So this is one more thing. Like imagine the businesses predominantly they drive by their acumen, hunch, and some surveys. They try to take some bets. Look, let us go for a campaign this Diwali season. Okay, or uh, maybe Republic Day, maybe Independence Day. When they try going for that, uh, they can always bank on a data scientist and say that I'm going for a campaign. What do you think? So data scientists can bring some insights and then say that yes, possibly these are the ones that you are like you could possibly go, or at least give inputs that this is what is happening on the platform. You take your decision. You can put it on the table. You can spread out all the pay on the table and try to give it to the uh, decision maker so that he can take an intelligent decision. Models that aim at conversion funnel improvement, again, is a very, very loaded word. Imagine somebody saying, "What can you do about conversion?" It's not easy, like why people are not buying. Why are they doing window shopping and not adding to cart and buying something? Is it that they're not happy with the platform? It's rendering the products that are shown, or the price is higher compared to our platform. There are multiple directions one has to be looking, and each of those are a happy thing for a data scientist. Then he can explore multiple options, multiple models he can build ultimately to help the business to do better. And as a data scientist, you are happy doing them because you love to do those kind of solutions. And again, moderation of user generated content, text, images, and videos. Again, so this is something that you would like to do. No, so you have bought an item, you want to send a review or send a message that I really loved this product and it has served me, and everything that is described is perfectly matching, or just opposite. Similarly, they want to buy, they would have bought a cot and they want to show an image of their cot in their bedroom. That will give a lot of feel for another buyer that my bedroom size is somewhat similar. Oh, this is how it looks. So I should go for it or I should not go for it. Kind of. Similarly, videos. When those information is sent, there is also information that you cannot serve in public. Somebody might have used a cuss word or something. No, like image is not proper, so those moderate for each moderation, no, you have to build multiple models. Again, easier said than done. I mean, I have created three per media. Then you need to have models to be built in those areas after understanding the data. Models to screen and evaluate customer feedback against profanity, same thing. So you have to be careful before serving onto the platform. Customer engagement is some sites, some platforms, they try to create initiatives like gaming incentives connecting to social media or influencers. In some cases, for example, if there is a gaming no, and you also give an incentive, if you win that game, you get some points and you can convert it to buy something. It's a customer engagement thing. So you have 10 minutes to get onto your local train, and in 10 minutes I cannot finish a game and earn some points. No, ultimately there is a stickiness of the customer to your platform. So these are some of the options. And here, what a data scientist can do. How can he create those type of things to do that? And little later I'll talk about the ecosystem. Data scientist alone is not the person to enable all this. There are joint activities by multiple stakeholders. Product description videos, although is less of data scientists, but data scientists can do if you have multiple static images. Can you create a video out of that? Ultimately, you would love to see that. For example, you are trying to buy some item like a mixie. There are three jars, multiple blades. It can do grinding, powdering, and all that. But when somebody holds it in the hand, you get a feel, oh, this is the size of that. Even if you're given inches and diameters, you have to take a scale and get a feel for that. But when you have a video with somebody holding that, describing that, nothing like it. Can you help how data scientists can help, data science models can help on that? Okay. Showcasing user-generated content itself as the product description. Imagine that kind of a content is part of the product description itself. Then you have, like I said earlier, like a cart example, no, in your bedroom, image of cart in your bedroom. That will really convert a customer. Now there are other things that pilferage like fraud identification and mitigation models. There are multiple frauds, buyer fraud, and it is a very interesting area. By the time a data science scientist understands, the business understands, product people understand, and try building a model, the fraudster gets more intelligent, and he becomes slippery. Then you have to revise your models and try catching them. So there are multiple models like this: buyer, seller, reseller. That means somebody who buys on your platform and sell them again. If you have any questions, I can always answer in the rate. Otherwise, I'm just listing, just give you a feel of the overview of our landscape of everything. Payment fraud. and that you have off late you are seeing every day, and you also must be getting a lot of such calls. But as such, on the platform, when you make payment, what kind of fraud had happened? Reviews and ratings fraud. This is very interesting fraud. Like, imagine there are sellers who hire people to increase their ratings and maybe pull down some of your competitors' ratings. And I mean, there are data science models which can identify and pull down. There are plenty of work that has happened, and there are a lot of publications in this area. Let us talk about supply chain inbound, the next stage. Again, these are all the models it's continuing with models in the background. So it comes from elsewhere, and it is picked from different people, say different sellers or wholesalers, or your own source people, like you got them manufactured and you are trying to bring to your major, say mother hub kind of a place, or mother hub to other hubs. Then models in the like inward supply chain domain or logistics predictions model, inward shipment assignment to different warehouses. As I said earlier, depending on which sells where, you can store locally so that you can quickly deliver those products. Regional demand prediction, it goes in hand with that assignment to different warehouses. Automatic inwarding models. Imagine a t-shirt or anything, or a shoebox that gets into your warehouse or inwarding when it is happening, and there is a price tag and the price printed on that, maybe barcode. If you can read that, get all the information about it, that will really help your catalog, no, quickly. It's automatically inwarded, it's checked, it's an intact kind of a thing. And there are other things like quality assessment, no? When you try to look at a particular product and try to look at the quality, and can it be monitored? Is a person who is assessing the quality is doing his job properly? There are again action recognition, computer vision based action recognition based models, which will identify some of them. Models that enhance catalog listing, again, very generic, there are plenty of models. Replenishment prediction, optimal assortment. Now let us talk about supply chain outbound. Outbound is two ways. One is it is going from your warehouse to mother hub to other hubs, or one hub to other hub. And the guy who really makes you happy, he brings a product to your home and try to show it to you. And okay, then the delivery agent. And there are plenty of models again. Again, address models. So address models evolved over a period of time. There was a time where addresses did not have geolocation information. In the absence of that, can you really assign those addresses to different shipments? And that was an interesting area. But now it's cracked and it is plenty of models. Now, all the more with quick commerce, the kind of granularity they got into is much, much better. And there are maps, both OpenStreet Maps and as well as Google Maps. They have integrated it so well, and they can precisely, identify the location when they try to deliver that. Again, delivery promise model: how many days, how many hours. Regional storage optimization: where to store, how much to store, what is the area, what is the volume available, and how much can you store. Then, if there is a limited volume, then how much do you transport from one place to another place? Right? And local storage location and optimization for quick commerce, and the delivery agent tracking, uh, especially again quick commerce, like when somebody is going to deliver, how do you track? There is again, there has to be map based models, and there are data science models that help you doing that. Logistics, again, I talked about that, logistics optimization. Shipment segregation models for delivery, and there are plenty of models that come from mother hub to delivery hub. Then how do you segregate and how do you assign to each delivery agent in an automated fashion? Optimal assignment, again, to delivery agents. Some agents are efficient, some are not efficient. What should you assign to which agent? Can you assign, can you assess the efficiency of a delivery agent? Undeliverability prediction, something when you go to this customer, definitely doesn't get it. Can you predict that? Optimal stock movement between places. Now let us talk about warehouse. In warehouse, again, what to place, optimization of picking and staging, how quickly you can pick, where to store, what to store, and how do you monitor the stock out prediction. One is, of course, if you have inventory and when you know that you have a number of items, n minus, you know, um, like only certain products will be stocking out in another a week or so. That's one way of doing that. Another way is you can have a computer, a camera that is running on the aisles, on the top of the aisle, and that should be looking at those those kind of slots and identify that certain thing is getting stopped out and quickly do something kind of thing. Package box optimization. You must have seen that when you order a pen drive, a 16 GB pen drive, you might have got in something like 10-inch by 10-inch box. There were times it was like that. So can you optimize the package boxes? And you cannot have infinite number of boxes. No, you can only have maybe half a dozen or a 10 type of boxes. You have to necessarily manage them. And then within some of them, can you suggest at the time of packaging, can you suggest to the person who is packing that this is optimal size, this is a product, go for this box number Z or K kind of, right? Inventory tracking and stock out prediction again. Inward time quality assessment. This I talked about a moment earlier in terms of inwarding. Now, another important thing is about the customer interface. No, there can be two ways. One is it's bot like, hi, how can I help you? The novel that I ordered is damaged. I'm sorry to hear that. What happened? This is a kind of conversation in terms of chatbot or an agent where you speak to and he will respond to you. Right? And in this case, in the customer interfaces, there are plenty of modeling opportunities. One is chatbots with very touch points, those that elaborate, clarify item details, customer interaction for delivery and redressal, elaborate product details. Chatbots enabling a customer talking to sellers and elaborating product details, share status and help interact sellers. Models that improve efficiency of the customer service personnel. Supposing here all the information is there at a fingertip, no? Some question, some odd question customer asks, and that also get fed into your system, maybe a RAG kind of a system that will quickly give you the answer. Then so much of efficiency is improved for that guy. So ultimately, you have achieved happy customer together, right? So a bigger thing. So quickly, if I summarize, we gave some context. We talked about data science models that are customer facing and the background models. Both aim at improving the customer happiness, and organization also wants this, and the customer also wants that. That intersection are the data science models that are built at an organization. So this is the ultimate objective. Everybody wants a happy customer. Let me briefly talk about data science ecosystem, and then I'll pause for questions. I'll quickly do that. Ultimately, a data scientist has to be a versatile person, right? So imagine you have so many hands. Each hand has a data science tool. Okay, you have expertise. You are expert in statistical modeling. You are expert in deep learning. You are expert in multi-objective optimization. So these are the expectations in a data scientist, fortunately or unfortunately. So you have to be versatile versus a big hammer approach. That means I love, imagine I love optimization. Give me any problem, I'll solve it through optimization. Okay. Instead of that, you have to be versatile. You have to be looking at you have to be acquiring different skills, but for an efficient data scientist. And let us talk about data science life cycle. We talked about briefly, so I'll skip that. So usually you face big business problems. So usually the problems, like I said earlier, maybe like I said, there is, funnel conversion is bad. Can you do something about it? Or people are removing the apps. What can you do about it? Or we are going to tier three cities. Can you think of planning some event there or a campaign there? What can you do in terms of data? So these are all basically big business problems, no? And they have to be taught. They have to be thought out, and based on your experience with the data, go and slice and dice the data, get them insights, then go back into the business teams. And these are all the possibilities. And what do you think I should start looking at? What is the priority? Again, we need to have first principles thinking. It's not that there is a problem that is already solved elsewhere. The code is available, then we start re-implementing that. Instead, we should look at that can be learned. You can read a paper, you should understand how it is solved elsewhere, but you should have your own first principles thinking to solve that problem, thinking from the beginning. And there is a need for collaboration among the different stakeholders. There are, it's a joint effort. I mean, so far, data science perspective is what I given. For a data science model to be deployed and served to a customer, they have to be hand in hand. with all these people, scientists, engineers, analysts, business teams, vertical experts, leaders, right? And there has to be appetite and leadership to adopt data science. Like whenever there is anything related to data, they can always knock the door of data scientists and tell me what does your data say. Need for a willingness to make data-driven decision making by the management and ethical aspect. This I'll skip now and I'll take questions. And this is not important. If still time permits, I'll browse through, but otherwise, I'll take questions if you have any.
Hi, Ravindra. There is a question shared by Mani in Q&A section. Mani, do you want to?
Yes, can you hear
Hi,
me?
Mani. Go ahead. Yes, Mani. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, firstly, thank you, sir, for this amazing presentation. Uh, I'm really happy that I attended this webinar. Uh, I registered yesterday only, and it was so insightful.
Thank you
Uh,
so much. Thank you.
I didn't expect all these things happening in an e-commerce app has so many data science models involved, and it is really fascinating to know all these things that are running in the background to make a delightful customer experience. So you really made it in a very easy way for so that anyone could understand, right? I really couldn't believe the way you have made this presentation. No, it is you are so experienced person, but the way you have made this presentation is very uh, like it's in a comical way, right? So it's so very relatable to people in this generation also. So
Thank you so much.
completely,
Thank
it's
you.
an
Yeah, you
it's an
made my day, Mani. You made my day. I mean, that's what makes someone happy. We have a typically, my professor used to say, like when you make a, we used to go to colleges and deliver talks. So, and you have your favorite topic, maybe large data clustering classification kind of a thing. When you try going there and trying to deliver, even if you convert maybe five people out of this 100, 200 people of the classroom into your area, like you excite them about clustering, you have done your duty. That kind of. Thank you. Go ahead with your question if you have any.
yeah, no, it was about I was just thinking about the dynamic pricing. Is it how does it work? I mean, how do you decide when to do the dynamic pricing for a particular customer uh, in
It,
that
it, it
aspect?
continuously happens. It's an optimization problem. It's like a typical multi-object optimization kind of a problem. And there are a lot of publications and blogs also on that. Um, it's not like it's a continuously working. It's continuously working every moment and try to see uh, uh, the propensity of a person who is buying, and then it's a kind of a personalized pricing for everybody. Um, so ultimately, you want to make that kind of a maybe 1%, 2% kind of a change. Ultimately, will create better value for that. And it's also kind of a game theoretic way of looking at that as well. So it is something that dynamically changing the price. And again, ultimately, the organization expectation is like, can you come to the platform and try to see what is the price today? So you are coming again and again multiple times and try logging in and trying to see your price today, and then you buy it quickly to make a buck when it is possible, kind of thing. That has come now. See, other classic example is your railway reservation system now. Nowadays, they are also doing that. No, certain trains they make it dynamic pricing. They openly say that. And when the demand is higher, they try to make it prices higher. Uh, that kind of thing. Broadly, there's a principle.
All right. Okay. So this pricing involves s- so it will also include factors like collecting the data of the customer, right? Or like how what are the interests of the customer, like cookies, what they are doing, no, for cookies might be
Uh,
collecting our data, and
cookies
that might
cookies
also
are not,
influence.
yeah, cookies not required. Cookies are not always required. I mean, you have historical purchases now. We know when you come to the platform how much you are spending, how much you are browsing. When do you do that? When do you quickly, add to your cart? How many times you have bought? What price you bought? What kind of items, brands? That kind of information is good enough. I mean, other information is not really necessary. I mean, not that somebody is snooping and trying to locate at you, but they may not be needed as such. This data is good enough to build models. But I cannot comment. I don't know whether somebody is collecting the data.
Okay, okay. All right, sir. Thank you for that. Sir, I would like
Thank
to
you.
know in aspects of career, how to, for example, let's say if a person is from a different background, how to transition into a data science role.
There are a lot of opportunities. Nowadays, um, every major respectable, I mean, every engineering college is offering, but also IITs, triple IITs, IASC, and all these major respectable organizations also offer AI courses, and they can be even on part-time also. And you can always do weekend courses. You can do it at your time, and you can always acquire a degree. There are at multiple levels, no, like a practitioner level, theory and practice both. All those possibilities are there. You can always earn a degree and understand the theory and practice, and possibly you can start working in that area. Otherwise, the other easy way is maybe you start coding up and start participating in competitions and try to see, where you are, and then you keep learning more. Ideally, a formal learning is always better because it's a structured way they try to impart the knowledge. That would always be better.
Mm-hmm. All right, sir. All right.
Thank you, Mani, for the question, but I think we are almost out of time. Is there anybody else who would like to ask anything?
Okay. In that case, let me quickly browse through the ethics. Is more like a food for thought. Okay, ethical considerations for customers, data science teams, and businesses. No, it is a like for you and me as a customer. Sorry, somebody is saying something. Okay, okay, customers, data science teams, and businesses. So, are we getting too many notifications, like left in the cart, price fall, and because you browse them? Are you in the deluge of notifications? It's more like food for thought. I'm not criticizing, I'm not telling what to do, what not to do, but these are some of the things that are happening. Then what is that you should do as a data scientist, what you should do as a business owner, and as a customer, no, all some of the things. So are you ending up buying too many products than what is required? Okay. And like you only wanted to buy two or three items, but you get coerced, because you have got so many notifications you will ultimately buy. Are there privacy concerns? Is there somebody listening to you? Have you given permission for listening? So is there anything like that? And is online shopping or fidgeting? No, you keep typing in and all. No, is it becoming a stress buster for you? So are you getting addicted to it? Then again, sustainability aspects to minimize environmental impact. When the businesses, where do you store, what to store, where do you acquire from, what is the source, where do you source raw material, manufactured goods, packing material and wastage, recyclability of plastic material that should be looked at, optimal logistics to minimize environmental damage. Supposing you have a delivery agent at your beck and call, and you have 100 items to be delivered in a area, 100 trips, instead of making 100 trips, can it be made a two trips or three trips or one trip? And product repairability, repair versus replace. Are we looking at that as each one of them, no? Like a customer, uh, each one of it in each of the roles. Are we trying to buy a duplicate items? Although it is there at home, you try to buy an expert item. Minimize carbon emissions during manufacturing. Are you focusing on that? Moderate minimalism. No, minimalism is ultimately you only have two items and maybe two pairs of dresses, one pair of shoes, one pair of bag, no car. I don't know. That is the extreme minimalism. But can we really practice moderate minimalism? Do we really have to buy this product? Do you think twice before buying the product? These are some of the things, food for thought, and we have summarized well. Okay, I think I'll skip the summary. Thank you. Thank you. Great listening.
Thank you, Ravindra. Before we close this call, I just would like to highlight that we will send out a feedback form. So if you have any questions or any suggestions, please feel free to drop it there. You can also access this webinar on Sedin Technology's YouTube channel anytime. Thank you all. Thank you, Ravindra, again. It was a very great session.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.